Hello and welcome to my dev learning log. As you've guessed, I'm Top and this is a third person template within the Unreal 5 engine. Let's kick things off by going into the project settings and go to all settings and type in clip in the search. Let's put this down to 0.001. This is so our camera will not clip into the walls and so on whilst we are running around. Another thing we want to do while we are here is scroll down on the left hand side and find input. Here we're going to see action mappings and we've got one there called jump already. Let's go across to the plus button and let's add a new one and let's call this switch camera. Okay, let's press this keyboard button here, and if we tap the button we wish to use on our keyboard, I'm going to choose V and I'm going to tick the Alt button because I like Alt V so it's not an accidental press. If you like, you could assign your controller buttons by clicking on the little keyboard icon and then pressing the corresponding button within your controller. So here's a standard template, nothing unusual about it. We have a standard mannequin running around in third person. I'm using the third person because we want to see the body when we go down to our first person character. That makes it more of a true first person. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Go into your contents drawer, your third person and then your blueprint, and open up your third person character blueprint. If you are using your own project today and you have your own character, then I suggest you open up that character's blueprint. If you go to the viewport, you'll see that we've got our standard follow camera within the viewport already. Now let's go to the components section, click on the little add button, and then we're going to type camera. Then we're going to select the camera from the drop down menu and we're going to name this FPS camera. With our FPS camera highlighted, we're going to move it up and move it forward of the head. I'm also going to scale it down a little bit because I don't want it to be massive so we cannot see our character. If we zoom in, we can adjust it better while the camera is small. I'm not going to worry about that too much at the minute. I'm just going to compile and save. Now on the right hand side in the details panel, search for cont, and I said cont, not cunt, and then tick in excuse me, I nearly choked on that cunt. Use pawn controller rotation. Go down to your follow camera and tick the same on that one as well, and then clear the search. Sorry, I'm just a little bit lost. I'll be with you in a second. This is my first video, so I'm just getting used to it. I think that is it for now. Let's move across to the event graph. Now in your event graph, if you right click and you type switch camera, you should bring up the input that you placed in your action mappings earlier as an action event. Now from your follow camera, drag that out from the components section and type in is valid. Now whilst holding B, if you left click anywhere in the graph, it will bring up a branch node for you. Connect that to the pressed output on your event and add the return value of the is active to the condition of the branch. Now from the true, we want from the follow camera, we need to type deactivate. Because our third person camera is named follow camera, if it is running true as active, we want it to be disabled, and then from the deactivate node we want to type in activate, which will bring up the activate node. From our component section, we want to drag out our first person camera and connect this to the target pin on the activate node. So from here you can see that on being pressed, it's going to run a branch to check whether our follow camera is actually active. If it is active, then we are going to deactivate it and we are going to activate our first person camera. And then once that is done, we want to pull from our activate node and we want to type hide bone and then click the hide bone by name, and we want to make sure it is the mesh, our main mesh that we are using, the one that was there originally. And then we want to type in the bone name, we want to type neck_02. This is if you're using the standard mannequin of your Unreal Engine. If you are using a different character, you might want to check which bone, see if there are any changes in name, because this needs to be down to the letter exactly the same. Now to our false branch. If the follow camera is not active, then we need to basically reverse what we've just done at the top. We want to activate the follow camera rather than deactivate it, and then from the activate output we are going to pull a deactivate, or you could just do it from the FPS cam like I did just there, and then make sure you connect the activate to the deactivate, and you don't need the spare FPS camera one there if it popped up for you. I just like to make things look a little tidier. Okay, now as up on the top you could see that we hid the bone by name once it had activated the first person camera. So we are gonna need to unhide the same bone once it goes back to the third person camera, otherwise when we switch back to third person we will still be running around headless. So pull out and type unhide bone by name, very similar to the box above. You can even connect the mesh part to this mesh at the bottom, delete that and then pull that into your target just to keep things a little tidier again. We could always collapse this down to a function anyway, so keep our event graph a little bit tidier in the end, but for now I'll leave it like this. If you copy and paste the name from the top one, and that will ensure that it is exactly the same name. They need to be exactly the same. Now compile and save, and let's have a little run about. As you can see, we've got our head in third person. Now we're in first person. Our camera's moving around so that we can see ourselves like that. But as you can see, we have no head, and notice that the shadow, no head either. Now, from our first person camera, we are going to type rotation. No, sorry, it is not from our camera. We have already done that one. Let us go up to our blueprint, our third person blueprint, and we want to use controller rotation yaw, and we want to use controller rotation roll. Tick both of them to be true, compile and save. Now if we run around again, you will see that our character turns around to our camera. There you go, you see it a lot better when you're in first person. As you can see by the shadow, we are actually running around headless still. So for this to be a multiplayer game, you're going to need to make sure that you're not running around with no head when somebody else is looking at you. So let's go back to our third person character, and now we are going to go to the second stage of this video. If you go onto the components list on the left and highlight the very top line, which is the blueprint third person character for me, or self, and then go to click on the add components and search for a skeletal mesh. Name this owner don't see. Leave it where it is for now, highlight it though, and go across to the right hand side and search for owner no see. Once you see owner no see, tick that box as true. This will mean that we cannot see this mesh, but everyone in the other side of the game, for example your teammates or anything like that, they will see this mesh. So make sure when you go to choose, I'm choosing the SKM Quinn Simple. The reason I'm doing that is because it's the exact same mesh that I'm currently using. As you can see, the mesh has just been plonked on and it is in the wrong place and wrong rotation. Click on our mesh that is already here, the one that is active and running around. If you hold shift and right click on the locations bar and then hold shift and left click, hold shift and right click and then go to your owner don't see and hold shift and left click, that will drop it down to the exact same position. If you do hold shift right click and then hold shift left click, That'll bring the rotation round. But as you can see, Quinn is still stood there with her arms in the A pose. This is because she's not currently using a character blueprint yet. At this stage you can grab the owner don't see mesh and drop it onto the standard mesh so that they are joined together. When one moves, the other will move, and so on. If you don't do this, you'll notice you try to run about when they're both running around and it looks a little janky in the movement. But if you connect them both like that, it's great. Now go to your animation class and choose the same animation blueprint that your current character is using. Now as you can see in my viewport, it looks like there is only one mesh there, and that is it, that is done. Compile and save. In the shadows we need to be looking at the owner don't see, and we need to tick on the hidden shadow and compile and save also. Now if we press play, you can see we have a head on our shadow, which is great. You can't really see unless when I hit the floor on my jump that we not actually have a head, but this is all working. There is no head there and we have done it. That is complete. If anyone else looks at us, they will see a character just like this one you're looking at now, and our shadow is back to normal even though our true character is missing a head. Thank you so much if you have managed to get this far within the video. I really appreciate your patience. I know I've got one of the most boring voices in the UK. My wife tells me constantly all the time. Here's a quick look at the graph again, so if you'd like to pause and have a quick look, make sure everything is how it should be on yours and on mine. And once again, thank you. If you could like and subscribe, try and get this around to as many people as possible so they can start learning or correcting us. And well done, we smashed it.